Hey guys, Shannon here again for a book haul. This time books that I actually purchased instead of borrowing from the library. One of them I purchased from a bookstore, the rest was actually from a library sale. The one I purchased from the bookstore was Written in My Own Heart's Blood by Diana Gabaldon. This is number 8 in the Outlander series and it is just as massive as all the others. And I'm not going to say anything about the plot or anything because, like I said, it's the 8th in the series, so anything I say is potentially spoilery for anything that came before, so I just won't say anything. Then, from the library book sale, I got a box of books. Let's just get right on into it. Haunted Alberta, 62 True Ghost Stories by Barbara Smith. It's basically just a collection of sort of embellished, fictionalized stories, but based on, first-person accounts and supposed to be true stuff. And this is part of a series. This is number 76. There's, Haunted Alberta, Haunted Saskatchewan, Haunted Theaters, Haunted Schools, all kinds of stuff. I used to buy them up quite a bit, and I have like 12 of them or something like that. I haven't bought any for a long time. I saw this and it was $1, so I was like, what the heck? Not as into them as I used to be, but still fun. Then I got one of the supernatural novelizations. This one's Rite of Passage. I think it's like the 8th novelization that they've done. Used to be really big into the show. Honestly, I haven't really watched past like season 7 or something like that because I just found it really hard to get through by that point, and supposedly it got better again after that, but I don't know. Anyway, so just thought I'd check out one of the novelizations because it was $1, so why the heck not? Then we have What I Did for a Duke by Julianne Long. This is a romance novel. It is part of Julianne Long's Pennyroyal Green series, which is a historical romance series that I really love. The historical accuracy is not really there, but I don't really care. In fiction, I'm pretty lenient about historical accuracy. But anyways, these are fun, they're funny, the romance is good. Yeah, I like them. This one I actually have read before. I have most of them in ebook versions. And I like them so much that I thought, you know what, I think I would like to have hard copies of them. So yeah, it was $1, so why the heck not? In case you haven't guessed, that was kind of my motto for the library sale. Then, and I am so pleased with this, I got Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, which is the first in the Anne of Green Gables series. I've talked about this before. It is basically the Canadian equivalent of Little House on the Prairies. It's much more pure fiction. Although the author takes inspiration from her own childhood experiences, it's not about her as a kid the way that the Little House books are. This tells the story of Anne Shirley, an orphan who goes to live with a couple in Prince Edward Island, and it's just kind of about her and the mischief she gets up to and that sort of thing. And this was first published in 1908, so it actually predates the Little House books a little bit in publishing date. Very much looking forward to actually reading this part of Canadiana because I feel like I should have read them a long time ago. Then we have the first 2 books in the Remnants series by K.A. Applegate. The first one is The Mayflower Project and the second one is Destination Unknown. This is a sci-fi kind of middle grade young adult series, I think. The reason I picked these up is because I loved K.A. Applegate. I have the entirety of the Animorph series. The only ones I don't have are the Choose Your Own Adventure ones. I did originally have the first one of those, but I thought it was kind of crap, so didn't get the other ones, and I don't think I have that one anymore anyways. And I have all the Everworld ones. And I know the Animorph ones are not exclusively written by K.A. Applegate. There were ghostwriters in there as well, but still, I really enjoyed them. And this series of hers I never read, and I was like, what the heck, nostalgia! And again, going with my library sale motto, why the heck not? So I'm going to have to give these a try. And then we have Vinyl Cafe Unplugged by Stuart McLean. This is another Canadiana one. Just, fiction is kind of comedy type stuff. I don't really know how to describe it better than that. The Vinyl Cafe was a radio show on like CBC radio or something, and it's just kind of telling vaguely funny stories about, kind of day in the life stuff. And I've listened to some of them and thought they were, kind of funny. So I thought I'd check this out. Then we have This Dark Endeavour by Kenneth Oppel. This is another Canadian author. Ooh, I'm doing so good at that. Anyways. So I've seen people who are excited, I've seen booktubers who are excited about reading books by like authors from their state. In Canada, I don't think we really have that. There's not enough of a population for there to be very many authors from like specific provinces, I don't think. So it tends to be people get excited about just authors from Canada as opposed to ones from your specific province or whatever. So yeah. Anyways, it's a YA novel about a young Victor Frankenstein. So basically before he becomes Dr. Frankenstein. And so I thought that sounded really interesting. And I know I like his writing. As a kid, again, I read his Silverwing trilogy about a colony of bats that are sitting on my bookshelf right now. So obviously I like them if I still have them around. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Then we have Half-Blood Blues by Essie Edugyan. She is, again, a Canadian author. I didn't even realize at the time that I did so well getting all these Canadian authors, but I'm very excited about it. So yeah, so this one is fiction. I'm just going to read the blurb for you because I don't know much about it, so I can't really sum it up very well. Paris, 1940. A brilliant jazz musician, Hero, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is arrested by the Nazis and never heard from again. He's 20 years old, he's a German citizen, and he's black. 50 years later, his friend and fellow musician Sid must relive that unforgettable time, revealing the friendships, love affairs, and treacheries that sealed Hero's fate. From the smoky bars of pre-war Berlin to the salons of Paris, where the legendary Louis Armstrong makes an appearance, Sid, with his distinctive and rhythmic German-American slang, leads the reader through a fascinating world alive with passion, music, and the spirit of the Renaissance. So, yeah. Sounded like a really interesting premise. It's a Canadian author, and also the author is a woman of color, which is interesting, and I feel like I read too many, straight white people books, so I feel like I need to broaden my horizons a little more, so I was, that's not why I bought it or anything, but it was neat to find out. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to this one. It's Dark of the Moon by Tracy Barrett, which is a retelling of the myth of Theseus, Ariadne, and the Minotaur. And I got this out of the library before and read it and really, really enjoyed it. So when I saw it at the book sale for $2, I was like, what the heck? Why not? Then we have Netherfield Park Revisited by Rebecca Ann Collins, which is apparently part of a series called the Pemberley Chronicles. This is actually book 3, but they didn't have 1 or 2. So basically the premise is it's telling the stories of kind of the next generation after Pride and Prejudice. And I just thought, could be kind of interesting, so picked it up. It was $1. Who cares? Then we have Longbourn by Joe Baker, which, continuing with the Jane Austen-ish theme, basically it kind of tells the story of Pride and Prejudice, but from the perspective of the servants of the Bennet household. I thought it might be an interesting perspective on Pride and Prejudice, so I thought I'd pick it up for $2. Then I got 2 audiobooks. Basically I got these for my husband more than myself. So I got 2 Lewis L'Amour ones. We got Ride the River, and then this one I think has 2 in it, I guess. The Rider of Lost Creek and The Trail to Peach Meadow Canyon. So yeah, my husband really likes westerns and really likes Lewis L'Amour books. So when I saw these, I thought, what the heck? Then I got a couple of nonfiction ones, and that I think is kind of probably maybe iffy at library sales because maybe there are a lot of like older ones that are a little outdated now, but I picked through and found 2 that might be interesting. Prisoners of the North by Pierre Berton. And it seems to be sort of telling stories about northern Canada and specifically more or less biographies of 5 different people. Unfortunately, I think they're all white people, but there's one lady in there, so, I do like Pierre Berton as a historian. I have a couple of the books in his History of Canada series. I think he himself has passed away now, and some of his books are getting a little bit outdated, but they're very well written, very, very good historical resources. So, yeah. So anyway, so I thought I'd pick this one up. This one's an actual textbook. It is The Peoples of Canada, A Pre-Confederation History by J.M. Bumstead. It's actually probably a little outdated now. This one is from 2003, but it basically is pre-Confederation Canadian history, so it's about the First Nations peoples. Hopefully it has some good information in it, because even in university, although I took a few classes on that subject, not very many, I feel like I should educate myself more about that part of history because it's very interesting. And the First Nations peoples are very much a part of Canada's kind of multicultural horn that we like to toot, even though our treatment of them is pretty pretty shitty. But anyways, not gonna get into that right now. Those were all the books that I got at the library sale. Hopefully I will get to reading those soon-ish. It might be a while before you see another library haul from me or any kind of haul because I'm probably going to be working my way through those ones after I finish this last batch of library books. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to all of those. I think I got a really good deal at the library sale, and they're having another library sale in November. So I'm sure I will spend more money and get more wonderful books there. Until then, I will talk to you later. Bye.